Fred. Okay, I got it. Sorry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda is approval of the minutes for May 6, 2025. Do I have a motion for approval?
I make a motion.
Second. All in favor? Motion carries. Judge, I believe this is you.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I was just wanting to come before the board tonight to go over resolution number 2025-09, wherein we wanted to make sure that we made the board aware of the fact that we have gotten some new additional grant funds in order to extend the Marion County Eviction Diversion Initiative. And those funds, we have partnered with Indiana Bar Foundation, Lilly Foundation, and Nina Pulliam Trust Foundation, which we already have a relationship with. And they have provided us with some new grant monies that we can spend over the course of a year, but as we see fit in order to maintain salaries, benefits, and the rest of the program, making sure that we have all of the technology and training that we need to continue the program around Marion County. And so those funds are in the amount, a total amount of $400,000, and that will allow us to maintain everyone that we have currently, which is 5 navigators, and our facilitators, which are our mediators, on contract up until December of 2025, if not further, depending upon how we utilize the money, of course. So.
I believe that was resolution 2025-08.
Oh, 08. Did I skip one? I'm sorry. I just jumped to the first one I saw in my cabinet. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, yes. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just stopped at the one that was the first step. So I would just ask that you all take a look at that, and if you have any questions, it would just be us continuing to bring in the funding into a separate account from the Township General and from Poor Relief for the continuation of the grant to operate.
Any questions?
Once again, no fiscal impact to the township, so they're separate funds. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
I do want to thank you very much for allowing the township office to partner with the court
Oh, you're
to
very
do
welcome.
this, and we attend a lot of outside events, and folks talk about the judge in North Township really cares.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't always get that kind of feedback, so thank you very much. And it has been a wonderful experience working with you as well with the township office. I hope we can continue to partner together and find new things to do together to make this good for the community and the rest of Marion County. But let's take care of Lawrence first.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Can I have a motion for approval?
Make a motion.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All in favor? Motion carries. Next on the agenda is the township guidelines. I'm glad to hear that.
Good evening, everyone. We were working very, very hard on this, on something I know we all care a great deal about, which is helping people in Morris Township. All the township staff came together with the trustee, and we discussed areas we thought we could make the greatest impact without, while staying, in conformance with Indiana code and being fiscally responsible to the taxpayers in the township. So I'd like to outline the 4 changes of note of this resolution to the guidelines. The first is the basic necessities. There's two things I should say you should consider when an application comes in. You look at the finances, I mean, you look at the income, you look at what you're spending money on, and whether those are any resources are wasted. The Indiana Code spells out some basic necessities, and then it says basically that the trustee has some discretion. This first change puts it into the guidelines that the Lawrence Township trustee shall consider a telephone and or cell phone bills in the name of an applicant up to $150 a month as a basic necessity. Recognizing that phones are a necessity in today's life, cell phones are a necessity in today's life, while also putting an upper limit on that to be fiscally responsible for people who may have $3 or $4, cell phone bill, something of that nature. We have to put kind of an upper barrier on it to make sure we're not kind of those wasted resources when our case managers are looking through an applicant's finances. The second change to the guideline that was proposed by this resolution is on page 15. I apologize. This copy, I should say, that you guys have has highlights in it. So the first one's on page 4, if you want to look at it. And then right here, in this document here. Okay, you're in there.
Yeah.
So it has highlights and then notes on the resolution. This page 4 is the first one, the cell phone allowance as a basic necessity. So you can see exactly what was added in right there. The next change is on page 15. And it covers people who are facing a medical emergency. It spells out that people may receive continuing assistance if they're facing a medical emergency, rendering them unable to work and earn and help upkeep their bills, their home. That allows the township office to assist them for 3 months during that medical emergency, provided each of those months they provide another document from the physician saying they're still unable to work. The third change is found on page 22. And it covers rent or in arrears. So one of the problems, as you know, we've been discussing this for a long time, as people often don't go through the entire process, stop sending documents. Sometimes people aren't able to go through the process and we can't help them because they were behind on the rent and the guidelines didn't allow for us to pay for that back rent. This specifies that we're able to pay that 1 month in arrears as well as the current month. So we pay 1 month back rent and the current month to help get people current. We're hoping that more people will go through the process at this point. Sometimes what happens too is somebody's just owes their current rent during the period of time of the application. Let's say they come in at the end of the month. All of a sudden it's the first of the next month, and now they're behind a month. And our guidelines said we couldn't pay that back rent. This gives us a little bit of flexibility to help more people, and we're hoping again that we see more people go through the entire process. The fourth change and final change is on page 28. And it is in regard to utility assistance. Utilities are kind of an interesting one, as you see people come in with a disconnect, and we're required to help people who are in disconnect status. So if you're just behind a little bit, the guidelines didn't provide for that. If you are in disconnect, let's say you owe $200 in a disconnect amount, we would pay the $200 disconnect so that your lights or your heat didn't get shut off. This allows to help people. They're ready to pay a balance of $400 or $500. So the person might find themselves in the same situation next month. Under our guidelines, that's the same emergency, we wouldn't be able to help them the next month while they're back in disconnect. This change here allows to pay for an amount to bring those utilities current up to an additional $1,000. Occasionally, we see people come in with a $3,000 or $4,000 power bill or water bill. It's something we can't go that high. So we put a kind of upper limit here that in our discussions we deemed reasonable. So if you came in and you owed $900 on your gas bill, and the disconnect is $250, we would have just paid the $250 before. Now we can clear that bill and bring it current. So that person isn't in the same situation the next month. But we put a safeguard in there for the fiscal responsibility of the township that we're not going to clear out. I've seen $4,000 or $5,000. I've seen $4,000 water bill. I know Betty's seen a lot. Sometimes I don't know why they just don't get cut off, and these bills just keep building and building and building. So we can't help everybody figure that completely out. But I hope that makes sense. Does anybody have any questions about these more changes?
I think they're good.
Yes.
So first of all, I would like to say these are wonderful. This is excellent. And And so I think, especially even with the cell phone bill, since we don't have like payphones anymore, everybody has to have a cell phone in order to be able to communicate. So I think that's wonderful. My question I have though is, I know you talked about on the medical examination and people having to provide you with updated medical information on a monthly basis for that 3-month period in order to qualify for the next month.
Mhm.
How much, I guess, notice or advance, how much in advance do people need to be applying in order to make sure that they are qualified for the benefits? Because sometimes by the time people can get into you, do you start from when they applied and then maybe the appointment hasn't been scheduled yet? Or what if they're not coming to you until, can't get in until like the end of the month, or they anticipate that they're going to fall behind because they just lost their job? They may have made it through the month, but now they're getting ready to lose their job.
We have just gone to 2 weeks out.
Okay.
We just gotten there for the year 2025. So it's not that far out. And it's not that often that someone comes in with medical. But they can get a doctor's excuse when they come in and when they do the interview, and it happens. But each month they're gonna have to bring that doctor's statement in saying that they cannot work. And as long as that medical is still in existence for 3 months, up to 3 months, we can assist.
And
It doesn't have to be in advance, start in advance.
And then for somebody trying to get rental assistance, say 2 weeks, or is there a difference between emergency medical and just regular?
No, both are the same, both are treated the same.
Okay, great, that's wonderful.
And the fact is, we just need notice too. We need some sort of notice that they are still in this emergency, because we can't blindly keep paying without.
No, understood, yeah.
So make sure I clarify that too.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure that oftentimes by the time they're coming through the court, they're like already that month behind. But if we can refer them to you all, then if they can get in within that 2 weeks and I'm 3 weeks out, that would be really helpful, because maybe they can get that appointment in and not have some money, plus put that back 1 month back rent and 1 month forward rent together in order to be able to pay and stay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Mr. President, I really do want to highlight section 3, whereby if the board passes this resolution, that we are able to pay 1 month back rent, because before we were only allowed to pay the current month, and sometimes individual families would have they would be in arrears 1 month, and then they're in the current month on that payment, and then the apartment manager would say you have to make both payments, or we won't accept that 1 month. So at least we can pay both months.
Also rental assistance.
No assistance. By Martin.
Okay.
And these were, if you look at section 5, they will go in full effect, the day after passage.
I just want to thank you guys for, this is amazing, because this, provides us with all this information that allows us to kind of, if any of our constituents or anybody ask us, has a question, we're obviously going to refer them to you, but it kind of clarifies the situation for us. It makes it a little bit more understanding for us to kind of understand the way the things are, done here. So I commend you guys for this. I appreciate all this hard work that you guys put into this, and I just think that, this is just amazing stuff. So, I appreciate it.
Well, I believe that this is what the board has always wanted.
Yes,
And
yes.
to see more people getting help, that's coming for assistance, is exactly what we keep pushing for. And you guys put this together to present that to us, and I would say, well, we have any problem. Back to you guys.
Thank you. I agree.
Good job.
Terry, it was page 4, 22, and 28. What was the fourth one? I missed.
15.
15. Thank you.
And if you need, yeah, it was in the resolution.
That's
too.
okay, I'll just,
Just to make sure.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more questions? Can I have a motion for approval?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Um, I'll get back, Becky, I'll get with you on the, board meeting. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay,
Oh, do you guys come where I can look at to see what you do? What's-
yeah, I was gonna pass out the,
Oh, okay.
budget calendar for this year. I highlighted the two most important dates, which is September 9th and September 23rd. September 9th will be the public hearing, and the 23rd will be the adoption of the, budget. And then for the finance committee, the upper stuff is what we will look at. Okay, which means everything should be passed by the 23rd of this month, sir. September, excuse me, not this month.
Okay, and that's September the 9th, that's on Tuesday, you guys okay with that?
Believe so. September. Okay, so we're going. Yeah, no, September.
It was September 9th, I'm good with September 23rd.
Yeah,
What about you, Sharon?
I think so, I'm looking at that. I'm pretty sure that was.
so you're not gonna have anything in August?
No.
Okay, so, okay.
It gives them time to work on the budget. Put it together.
I'm fine with that.
Just to make a comment, there was new legislation that was passed. I believe it was, House Bill, and I didn't bring it in, 1001. About the increase in our filing fee. It has been increased to, by $26 for all the Marion County small claims courts. However, with that change and the increase in the filing fee, the General Assembly has redirected the money and how it is collected. I don't know if it makes it easier or worse for the township. However, all the money now will go into one fund that's created by the General Assembly to go to the auditor from all 9 of the small claims courts. And so they're gonna aggregate all of that money that for our fees, our filing fees, with the exception of the constable fee. And then they'll be distributing those funds twice a year, in June and then again in January or December. Well, it might be rolling over into January, but it's
I don't think it
distributed.
really, I don't think it really, we get it twice a year, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna think it's December,
Yeah.
June and December.
So I just want us to be aware of that as we are doing budgets. So it's effective July 1st. So as of Tuesday, the fees that are paid in the court's office will start going down to the state auditor's office. And then it will be distributed, from what I understand, either late this year or early next year.
Is that a benefit or, I mean, why did they do that?
So let me say it like this. In the numbers that we did, we being myself and a couple of the other judges, the money being pooled is a good thing because then it's distributed equally amongst the 9 courts. So it doesn't matter who has more cases, whereas previously all the courts had to try and have as many cases as they could in order to generate fees to return to their townships. So now everything is aggregated and it's evenly distributed. And so if we do the simple crunching of numbers would be anywhere from about 90,000 to 100,000 for each township to receive towards their court's budgets, to be used for the court's budgets every year. And it depends on how many cases are filed, but now all those monies would be distributed equally, much like it is at the community or the state court level, where the state distributes the same amount of money, or the city county council distributes the same amount of money to each court's budget, for each court's budget.
So we would not be having to send money to Decatur Township or Franklin?
That sunsets, that is correct. No longer sending it to Decatur or Franklin.
Okay, that's a good thing. Do we have to, vote on the dates?
No. They can be changed,
Okay,
but this is what we've tentatively have set up, and I will submit in our pre-budget that this is what the board has set as the dates, the 9th and the 23rd, to pass our budget.
okay, well, just let me know, I'll give you.
Right.
Okay, okay, now we motion for adjournment. Ready?
Oh, yes. We did, there was a request for a attorney opinion on a question that was discussed at the last meeting. And this is a copy of the attorney's position on the timekeeping and so forth. So, this is a good copy. So the attorney can do it. I think it's pretty much summed up in the last paragraph in the last page. Yes, 2 paragraphs.
Oh my, sorry.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry.
You tell you what's up, we have our next meeting.
Wait a minute. Turn this down. Somebody turn it on. So basically, what is this saying? That you do not have to keep time cards? It's like, okay, I'll read it when I get home. The thing is,
Ready to?
And one last thing, Mr. As of January the 1st, we will enter into our school clothing, so mid-August, I believe.
July 1st.
July 1st to mid-August, I believe. And we have the flyers here in English, Spanish, and French Creole. So if you know of anyone, we can send you electronic copies. And we want to encourage, folks to come in and take advantage of the opportunity. Each child gets $175 for school clothes. If there are 5 children in the home, each of those 5 children get $175 if they're enrolled in a traditional public school.
But that's not charter school, it's just
Right.
public school.
Traditional public school.
Traditional, okay, great.
Traditional public school.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, John, we're done.
Thank you.
We got motions.